Hi folks, and welcome back to the garden. We have a very noisy dog today. She's going to be so annoying, isn't she?
No, she's not. We'll introduce you properly to Rue later if she stands still for more than 1 second.
We're on a lunch break and we thought it would just be nice to do a little garden tour because since Jess did one, what was it, a few weeks ago?
Yeah, like a month maybe?
It was when I was doing my parents' car.
Oh, not that long.
Yeah,
Few weeks?
It was only a few weeks, but loads and loads have changed, and it's just the garden's really, really nice at the moment. I can't do a film. I can't film at the allotment later on today either. So I thought this would just be nice to take you around the garden.
Yay!
Yay! Actually, prepare the knees. I don't want to hold the camera the whole time. But we thought we would start in this little corner, and well, it's over to Jess really. Jess is like the 90% of the work this year in the garden.
So I showed you last time my sunflowers and it's grown very, very big. This is one of 3 that survived. They're all looking pretty good. I should put that one in the ground soon. There are some seedlings that have also quadrupled, I would say, at least in size.
These have exploded since you potted them on a few weeks ago.
I'm going to put half of them in the raised bed, which we'll show you in a minute, and half of them I'm going to take to the allotment and hope the foxes don't get them this time. The main issue with this area is the daffodil and the tulip bulbs I planted in spring, so it looked very, very pretty then, and now it looks like this. So I wondered if anyone else had planted daffodils and whether or not you cut the leaves back now. Online it says I shouldn't, but I want to, and what you would suggest planting now so it looks a little bit nicer.
Yeah, like some summer planting.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. This is probably the thing I'm most excited about in the garden. We're going to have a few tomatoes this year, but basically any edible that I'm allowed, any vegetable or fruit that I'm allowed to grow in the garden, I'm just like, yes. So we've got this little tumbling tomato. And there's a flower in there too for Jess.
I think this is a trailing fuchsia.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Should we go around to the raised bed?
I've got a question about my rose.
Oh.
Can you see it?
Can they see it? I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't see the monitor.
No, point it down a bit. Let me have it. Oh yeah, they can see that. Rue. I'm wondering if I prune this, will it turn into like a rose bush? Or will it just have this one single stem with like one rose? Because I don't like that, but I do like a rose bush.
When we moved into this house, this entire row was pretty grim. There was like the thinnest border, and it had loads of rose bushes in, but they were so tall, they would just flop down on the path, and we got rid of them all. And since then, we keep seeing like really nice bushes.
Yeah.
Like the actual rose bushes that are kind of wide and not just tall.
And
I think they look
full
quite
of
nice.
flowers as well. They're really pretty.
But we don't know if that's like a specific variety or just pruning. I don't know.
Okay, wait. That's fine.
Jess is having a go with the camera.
Yeah, it's heavy.
It's kind of, look at that hollyhock. That's just all that's in the shot. Just hollyhock.
Okay, start talking.
What about the raised bed?
Yeah.
I don't know what's in here. You tell me.
The hollyhocks. Oh my gosh, I'm struggling already.
It's heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, the hollyhocks still haven't cut. No, I'm fine. I'm nailing it. The hollyhocks are still yet to actually flower. Ooh.
Other way. They're gonna get seasick.
Okay, JB's holding the camera. We've got the hollyhocks with there are a few buds, and I scalped basically the underneath. It says to get rid of any diseased leaves, so I did, and now I'm hoping that they don't fall down because they're very top heavy. I don't know what this is, but JB won't let me get rid of it, even though it is hindering my garden process. But just behind it you can see my nasturtiums. They're doing very, very well. And my sweet peas, which aren't doing very well, so we'll skip them. Another garden ornament. Just thought that was necessary. Another hollyhock, massive. These forget-me-nots are probably over now. I took half of them out from the other side, and I'm probably going to take these ones out sometime this week. I'm not sure what this is.
Let's leave a few.
It's pretty, so I'm going to leave it in. Nigella, also pretty, didn't plant it. And I have a lot of these from the garden centre this year. I think they're dacias, something like that. They're very pretty, so here they are.
I don't know where Jess has gone. What are you doing? There she is.
This is a dog sprinkler. Highly recommend. Not an ad.
Jess, would you like to say a few words about the cold frame?
Cold frame, love of my life. It has still the same 2 plants in it. and then the same bulbs which are doing absolutely nothing, which is quite rude because I bought them this year, so they're not old, but they said no. But I do love the cold frame. It's been up, well, the lid's been up basically since JB built it for me. I'm very excited to use it in winter.
The thing was that I didn't really build it at the right time of year, did I? So
No.
as soon as it was finished, it was just way too hot. But hopefully I'll get some use for seedlings and other stuff next season. I just said that there weren't many edibles in the garden, but I've got a quad grow ready here, or we've got a quad grow. This was actually Jess's idea as well. I didn't even have to nag for this, or beg. Beg is the right word, not nag. And we're gonna put some of the spare tomatoes in here this year, and it should be really nice because this fence is like a proper sun trap, so I'm really excited for those.
Some people wanted an introduction to Rue. This is her, refusing to stand still. She's my sister's dog. She's a German Shepherd Springer Spaniel cross, which is why she refuses to stand still. Oh. I got that, well, my sister got that for her because she does like to be in the sun. And she can't have being in the sun, can you? That's Rue. This rose is one of the prettiest things in the garden, I think. I didn't grow it, my friend bought it for me for my birthday. And then we've got some garlic. So when JB says he's not allowed food in the garden, he's just a big fat liar. Because
so
there's
true.
garlic here, there's garlic there.
I forgot.
Pretty hanging baskets. This honeysuckle, which I don't think we bought from the old house.
We did bring that from our old house. This honeysuckle is the oldest plant that we own collectively. We bought this, I don't know what, 5 years ago?
In
Trafalgar.
yeah. And they're hydrangeas.
2018. The
The
hydrangeas don't count. I hate the hydrangeas. But that honeysuckle we have had for the longest time, and I was so worried. I put it in the ground and I was like, oh, I don't know, but it's just starting to thrive now. So that one does make me happy. You ready? We did just want to give an honourable mention as well to the Nigella, which is just it's kind of since year one has just self-seeded everywhere in the garden. It comes up in the lawn, in every border. The bees love it, and we both like it
Yeah,
too.
it's very pretty.
It's really nice. Speaking of bees.
Speaking of bees, so what's happened is I've been tricked for the second year running, I fear. So JB came home and he was like, listen, I've heard of this No Mow May. It's great for the bees, it's great for the insects. Can we do it in the garden? I like a clean lawn. I like flowers, but I do like a clean lawn as well. And how do you have it? It's now the 1st of June and JB's like, ooh, what about No Mow Summer? So I don't know.
It's a negotiation. We're continuing discussions about the future of the lawn and whether or not we're going to get a third greenhouse.
Oh yeah.
So, third greenhouse. Now, we've kind of toyed with this idea since day one, haven't we? And then we keep going backwards and forwards on, yeah, let's get a greenhouse, yeah, let's not. But if we do, it's probably going to go in the middle of the lawn, basically where the tall grass is now. And what's the greenhouse going to be for, Jess, if we get one?
Seedlings and flowers.
Vegetable or flower seedlings?
Listen, a bit of both. I just don't. It's not a chilly greenhouse.
Well, she knows me well.
But it would be probably half and half. That would be reasonable, I think.
I mean, that does sound appealing to me, but for me, the thing about having a greenhouse is a lot of things would stay in there until the start of May. And you've seen how big some of my chilies are at the start of May. Would they be okay in the greenhouse at that size?
Yes. As long
It's on camera. It's on camera. She said
as long
yes.
as you're on your half of the greenhouse.
Oh, we could literally split it down the middle.
literally. And there'll be no, I need to pot it up. But, you know, they've gone from a tray this size and now they're all in, I don't know, 10-litre pots.
Yeah.
And you're like, oops, oopsie.
See, I wasn't completely sold on the idea of having the greenhouse in the garden until this very moment, and it's just been recorded. If we split the greenhouse 50-50, that does sound quite appealing. What size greenhouse are you thinking of, Jess?
I think, I don't know what the sizes are. Like the kind of size that you have at the allotment, the normal standard size one.
Yeah, so
Not the
like
weird
8 by 6. So
Yes.
kind of similar to the allotment.
Yeah.
One.
I would like one like Tony has, the wider,
Yeah.
thinner ones, but I can't find them.
What do you mean?
I just kind of haven't been able to find a glass one.
He got his from Halls. It's like the biggest.
Oh,
You didn't ask me that. I could have.
yes I did.
Okay, so plans are still a bit up in the air for exactly the size or shape of the greenhouse, but we are moving more towards getting
Yes.
one. And it would be really nice because we could get electrics in and we could get the heated mats. And I have seen Tony's chili peppers this year, which are way ahead of mine, mainly because he's got outdoor electrics. Okay, interesting development.
Interesting development.
Any closing statements you'd like to make officially on camera before we wrap up the segment?
No.
Okay, it's settled.
This is my pride and joy. It's my foxglove. It's the best thing I've ever grown from seed. JB gets like 5% of the credit for this one because he did take it out of the pot and put it into the ground. But I had already birthed it. Birthed it.
Right.
And watered, like, this is my baby and like 5% his baby.
It is a really gorgeous plant. Like, it looks like it's going to have loads of flowers on it as well.
I'm growing a lot more at the moment for next year.
The rest of this kind of whole section is meant to be, we were trying to create like a shady woodland border. I bought loads of woodland wildflower mix and basically nothing has come up. So it is nice to at least have one kind of woodland style plant, but we'll continue to try and develop this and maybe some more trees. Now this I'm very excited to introduce you to because I think it's the first time that I've properly showed off the fact that I've created a pond in the garden. I think I might have kind of alluded to it or hinted to it, but I didn't want to show it off until it was actually looking like a filled pond and had some wildlife going on in it. I have been amazed at just how quickly this thing has filled with life, and if there's one thing you could do for biodiversity in your garden, it is putting in a pond. This was a kind of crappy, like one of those pre-formed liners, pretty difficult to dig in. I'm not entirely happy with the finish. It's a little bit messy around the corners, but there's masked marigold in here that is just, it was so nice when that was flowering, and purple loosestrife now is starting to tower over everything. And that's really nice. It kind of provides a bit of shade for the pond as well, which is helping to prevent that evaporation. It is completely filled with tadpoles and water boatmen, and there are literally about a dozen small red damselfly. Large red damsel, the common red damselfly that's like flitting around. And just yesterday we were in the garden and a sparrow came along and plucked one of the damselflies just straight out of the pond, and I was just like, oh my god, yes. This has it's just made me so happy to have this in the garden, and I just love it. I absolutely love it.
So we've done a loop of the garden. This is the last bit out here to show you. We thought we would give this a little refresh because we had a few plants die over the winter. We planted catmint, and then we've replanted some lavender that we had before. And there's this really pretty bush that you can't see because I'm sat in front of it, and I don't know what it is either, but it's very cute.
I can't remember.
Can't remember.
It came up, it was like a volunteer though.
We didn't plant it, it just appeared, and it's pretty, so we're keeping it. That's a selection of snapdragons, dahlias, and salvia, and there's some marigolds as well. And
I've just brought you into the conservatory because I had to show you these. I couldn't not show you these tomatoes. They're the ones that are going to go in the quad grow at the back. And I should mention as well, right, Jess has got this lemon tree which has been so completely and utterly infested with aphids and black fly and just everything. It's really gross. So I've just bought some more neem oil. Lots and lots of questions about neem oil recently. We've just treated that. One of the things about neem oil is it's not necessarily the best if you've got a full infestation. You need to kind of combine it with some other methods as well. So hopefully I can show you an update of the lemon tree when it's looking much healthier and nicer. And one other thing, this little tray is now where I've got a load of the woodland wildflower seed, and instead of just scattering it in that border, I'm going to try and grow some on and then hopefully kind of transplant it out. I planted this up about 4 or 5 days ago and there's not been a single thing germinate. So I am wondering if it's just an issue with the seed and that's why none came up. I really hope you've enjoyed this little garden tour. Quite happy, we're really enjoying it at the moment. Oh my god, look at this. a stack of 100 pots, 1 litre pots to replace everything for next season. Really, really happy with these. Much, much better. But let's call it there. Thank you ever so much to everyone for watching, and especially to my Chili Pepper tier patrons. This is going to be a big one. Tony, Bill, Pam, Louise, Michael, Andrew, Mel, Craig and Socks. I think that's all of the new ones. Thank you ever so much, and hopefully I'll see you again in the next one.